Okay, this graph we're looking at here, this is not the graph of the function. This is the graph of the first derivative. So using the first derivative, we can know things about the original functions. They didn't give us f of x, they gave us the derivative. So why must f of x, the original function, not what we're looking at? So this is what's really confusing. What we're looking at is merely the graph of the first derivative. So it's the graph of the slope. So y must be increasing at x equals 6. Well, because at x equals 6, this is positive, right? It's above the x-axis. It's a positive value. That means the slope is positive, so it's increasing. Because remember, this is the graph of the slope. So why must it be decreasing at x equals 4? Well, at x equals 4, okay, here, this is negative. It's below the x-axis, which means the slope is negative. And then what about why does it have a relative maximum at 3? Well, 3 is a 0, which means it has a slope of 0, which those are our points when we have a max or a minimum. And I'm going from a positive slope, okay, I was going uphill, to a negative slope. I'm now going negative, so now I'm going down. So that means so I was going positive and now I'm going negative. That means I've created a mountain because I was going up. Now I'm coasting down. I've created a peak and you can't see my hands, but I'm making a little tent with my hands here. That's my peak. Therefore, I have a relative maximum. Now, if we look at 5 over here, this I was decreasing and now I'm increasing. So I've made a valley. This would have to be a relative minimum. And over here again, I can look at this one. This one also would be this would be going from negative to positive. That would also be a minimum. So that's kind of how you read those graphs for the first derivative. So I can look at the first derivative and I can tell you stuff about the original function because I know what the slope is at all those points. And that's what this graph is. And it's really hard to get your mind around that I'm not looking. This isn't the slope of it. The slope is whether it's positive, negative, or 0. That's what we care about. And obviously, how big it is obviously could help us as well. I've said obviously way too many times. But the point here is that I can tell whether it's increasing or decreasing, whether this graph is positive or negative, because that's what I'm looking for my slope. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it 0? So all these zeros are maxes and mins because those are changes in my slope from negative to positive.